Welcome back to the Mind of James. My guest today again is Joe Buck. Welcome back, dude. Welcome back. So, Warhammer 40K. We're playing that tonight, and strangely kind of addicted to it all of a sudden. I gotta admit, I was playing it with you and my brother, and I want to sit here and go, I don't want to get addicted to this game because it's going to consume me. But I feel like it's going to consume me. So my question would be, when did you first hear of Warhammer 40K, and how did you get into it, and what is your can I say obsession with it?
Yeah,
Is it okay? All right, infatuation, obsession.
So I discovered Warhammer 40K completely by accident, and it was when YouTube started introducing the YouTube Shorts.
Okay.
So this was 2-ish years ago,
Okay.
and it was like worst jobs in the Imperium, and which the Imperium of Man is like the kingdom of people, and it's run by the Emperor of Mankind.
Yeah.
There's a whole 30 years worth of lore behind that one sentence. So I was like, man, this sounds so terrible to this is your one job is carrying a nuclear core into the center of a ship, and you're going to die either from the cancer or from the nuclear core just burning you alive. And that's a person's job.
Wait, whoa. That's a person's job in that game?
Yeah, it's in the overall universe.
Okay.
Pretty much almost everything is nuclear powered. So the big battle barges that they have, which in Space Marine 2, where all the missions, where you're...
Yeah, where we get in that little square and takes us... That's a battle barge.
Yeah. No,
the battle barge is what we're actually sailing on. Leaving from...
It's like the giant ship that you're in.
Okay.
And then the little ship that you take off of, that's a Thunderhawk.
Okay.
I had to think about that for a second, make sure I don't say it incorrectly. So the battle barge is like the massive ship.
Okay.
It's think of Star Wars, the really big ships, and then inside are the TIE fighters.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So at the center of the battle barge, there's the nuclear core, which is how they power everything, and then around the battle barge, there is a psychic field that's put out. So when they light speed travel they jump through the warp. And the warp was originally the afterlife. Everything was peaceful, everything was cool, and then due to the war in heaven and chaos and all of that stuff, the warp became this very tainted, very chaotic place.
Okay.
So it's this maelstrom of emotion. Most of the time it's negative. So when they fast travel, basically, they kind of skim through the warp to get to where they need to be faster.
Okay.
So there's a force field that's put out by psychers around the ship. But a psyker has to be put into the ship, essentially.
Okay.
And the field is called a Geller field. So pretty much every time they do this, the psyker is kind of tortured while it's happening, and eventually they burn out and they die, and they just replace them with another psyker. So it's everything in this universe is very dim, grim, dark, and
Dude,
pretty horrible.
I was seeing that because what is that? You said it was neo-Gothic architecture? Mm-hmm. That's kind of grim and dark to begin with.
Yep.
Secondly, everything's got bugs around it. So, I mean, that's really dark, and I would hate to live in a world like that. But, it was one of those games where it's just I could get behind this. Mm-hmm. Because it's just, it seems like there's just such a world to get into.
Oh, yeah.
The few missions we did, but you said there was a campaign, and then, is there PvP kind of thing? I'm fighting other people in this game?
Yeah, so they have PvP. They have PvE, which is what...
Player versus everyone.
Yeah, that was the three of us, and we were going around doing the missions. There's the main storyline of the game.
Okay.
And then there's PvP, which, the best way, again, I can describe it to you, is a lot like Gears of War, where it's 3-on-3.
Yeah.
So you choose your class, which is one of the 6 classes you use over the course of the game, like in PvE.
Yeah.
And so, like, say you'll have a bulwark, a heavy, and a tactician, and then it's always good versus evil. So it's like the Imperium versus Chaos. So
Okay.
whoever's playing Chaos Marines, they look very differently. You'll see as you play the game. There's one Chaos Marine faction that you come in contact with,
Okay.
but they're kind of the basis for this game.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So it's very well done. Like I said, I discovered it through that short, and I was very intrigued by it. So I started listening to like Luton, and a few other streamers, and then I kind of have a short attention span these days, except when it comes to stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
So the Luton videos are pretty long, and then I found Mr. Bones 40K, and then I found Major Kill. Major Kill is like talking to that weird drunk guy at the bar, where you're like, at first you're like, I think I fucking hate this guy, and then you realize like you all have similar passions.
Yeah.
So like he kind of talks about stuff, but his description is like he's just like a bro talking about this thing. Wherein like you have like Lorehammer or West Hammer or some of these other people where they go way more in depth.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I could do a 5-hour video, or I can condense everything down into 10 or 12 minutes.
Okay.
So it makes it much more palatable and much more digestible. But it just makes you love it that much more.
Yeah. Like I had a friend who was telling me I had like 2 4-hour videos on YouTube, and he was like, people are going to lose their attention span within the first 5 to 6 minutes. You might not even get that far. So he's like, condense it down, because as soon as someone sees 4 hours, they're like, I don't even want to go. So make it like 26 minutes tops. I'm like, all right. So, but like 40K. You were definitely right when you said it was like that Helldivers kind of Gears of War mechanics of it, and that's why I liked it the best. That's just the mechanics of it.
Yeah, and it's even more interesting, but because like from game to game, the mechanics are very, very different. Like in Rogue Trader, it's a lot like Duke Nukem, like old school, like 8-bit. You run around with like a las pistol shooting stuff.
Yeah.
And then you have, oh my god, Space Marine 1, Space Marine 2, which is like your first ability to like play as a Space Marine and like control one and then fight.
Yeah.
And then there's Dawn of War is the other one. And there are a slew of other games where it's more like real-time strategies or turn-based hitting, which is like turn-based hitting games are the bane of my existence, so I won't play them. But I can appreciate people that can appreciate them.
Say,
you know what I mean?
what kind of game?
Turn-based hitting?
Turn-based hitting.
Yeah, so kind of like Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah. No, thanks.
Yeah, where it's like you go to, it's like, oh, you have these 3 attacks, and you go to use it, and then randomly they're just like, dodge.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, God, now I got to wait for every single character to make their move before it gets back to my character.
No, I'm good on that. You're right. The bane of existence.
Yeah, turn-based hitting, it takes all the fun out of it for me, which is why I think I still haven't played Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay.
Because it's the same thing. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. But, yeah, like, dude, 40K is amazing, and, like, even going back to, like, you know, because I think, so it started off as a tabletop game. With the figurines, you paint, much like your brother was saying.
Yeah.
And then to sell more of the figurines, they created a backstory for the figurines. And then from there, that's where all the lore has come from. I want to say for the past, like, 40-ish years.
Wait, 40? This game, so the Warhammer itself has been around. So Warhammer 40K has been around for 40 years.
I want to say yes. It could be a little bit shorter, but again, there are other Warhammers. Like there's Age of Sigmar.
Hang on, let's Google it. How long has Warhammer 40K been around? 38 years.
Boom. Yeah.
Dang, dude. I did
Uh-huh.
not know that. That's
Yeah, it's been
wild.
around. It's been around for a long time. Like it used to
Huh.
be in the. I think it's like the White Dwarf magazine is where like it first kind of popped up, and you could order everything from there. Um, but yeah, dude, there's like so much, and then there's so many characters, but because it's grimdark, you cannot become attached to a character for too long because from page to page they might die off page, and it's like 5 chapters later it's like, oh yeah, by the way, that guy Phil that you like, he got eaten by a Tyranid, and it's just like, wait, what? And
Yeah,
you're just like, you like, I was emotionally invested in this person.
So would you say it's like a kind of a D&D board game, tabletop, like with chapters and storylines and all that kind of stuff?
You could say that, but the whole thing with that is like D&D is like it's D&D is like, you roll for initiative,
Yeah.
right? But Warhammer, the books are already written. And
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, so the tabletop is, there are a bunch of different modes that you can do where there's like just like infiltrator or like army versus army, and you get a certain amount of points.
Okay.
So let's say you're doing for tabletop, you have the Yunari, and you're like, I want to do Yunari versus Ultramarines. Now, each particular like unit type has a different point value. So you might say, okay, we're going to do 5,000 point army. So your captains may be worth 200 points. Your normal intercessors might be worth 50 points each. So you have a group of 5 of them. And then you have your snipers, you have your, oh God, what do they call them? You might have like your land raiders, all that type of stuff. So before you know it, you've built an army around, reaching, like maximizing the point value. And then from there, you play until like one army is gone. And then you might do rounds where it's like, okay, each round you get points for kills and you get points for capturing a certain objective and holding that objective. So think of like different the different. I guess for you the easiest comparison would be like Call of Duty multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
So you have team deathmatch,
Okay.
just people. Then you have search and destroy, where it's like, okay, we can fight each other, but also you have to find this particular thing and hold this, or capture the flag.
Yeah.
That'd probably be easier. So you have team deathmatch, capture the flag, and then you might have like, fuck, I don't even know.
Free for all.
Yeah. Free for all. Actually, I have seen that. Shout out to Play on Tabletop. They'll do like a free for all. So it'll be 4 armies battling against each other all at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's actually how I learned how, like, the basics of Warhammer tabletop was through watching Play on Tabletop videos.
Okay.
And they do like a lot of charity events and live streams and stuff like that. So it's a really cool way to learn, again, the basics, because every army has their intricacies, every unit has their intricacies as far as like what you can do, like things you can spam, all that type of stuff.
No shit, dude.
Yeah.
But all right.
Yeah, so it's a
Do
lot
they-
to learn.
Do they have those things out there in Colorado?
I have no idea.
Because
I've never gone to an event.
oh, dude, man, I hope an event comes soon because I'd actually like to go and just see it. You know what I mean?
Well, So they have larger events that are international events, and then on a smaller scale, someone was like, "Hey, you can just go to like a local game shop, and people might just be playing,
Okay.
and you can also like coordinate with other people to make a league. Sometimes you can reach out to like organizers to see if they'll put something on, and then they get enough people to sign up, then they'll have like a mini competition.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah, so it's pretty cool, and like it's a very interesting community.
yeah.
But yeah, like I really appreciate it, and like this sounds very very like rudimentary, but I appreciate that there is. So it's like there's an Emperor of Mankind, right?
The guy who
The
just
Emperor,
runs the gig.
yes.
Okay.
So the Emperor of Mankind is both dead and alive.
How?
He's on life support.
So
Like,
they're
so
all
his-
just going. So everybody's just going. This is maybe this guy is what this guy wants.
No. Nobody knows what he wants. He's a psyker, which is their
Psychic.
equivalent of a psychic. Right?
Okay.
So he can control how people see him. He has a sword that he's imbued with his psychic power, so he can turn the flames on, and if he hits you with it, it destroys your soul. So you don't even have an afterlife. You're just dead. And
Oh.
you just cease to exist. But he can use his psychic powers to communicate with people. But essentially, there was a civil war between the Emperor of Mankind and some of his sons versus Chaos and the other part of his sons.
Yeah.
So the Emperor essentially did what I want to do, which is to like mix his genes with the genes of like different people. So
Okay.
he has what I think technically he had 21 sons. So
So he's like the Genghis Khan of Warhammer.
one of his sons is actually Mongolian.
Eh?
Yeah.
See? Yeah.
Yeah. He's the Primarch. So the Primarchs are like the heads of these particular, or like his sons, right?
Yeah.
So he has a black son named Vulcan, who's actually like super cool. Each of them has their own really cool backstory. Mm-hmm. So there's like Jagged Icon, who's the head of the White Scars. He's a Mongolian. His whole thing is like, I want to go fast and like fuck shit up.
There you go.
But he's very pragmatic with his approach to everything. Then you have Vulcan, who Major Kill, the YouTuber, refers to him as the big chocolatey pyromaniac. Because he was raised on this planet as the son of a... Fuck, what do you call those people that make like armor and stuff? A blacksmith.
Okay.
He grew up on this planet, son of a blacksmith, but the Primarchs, they grow faster and they're bigger than everyone.
Okay.
So they're like 9 or 10 feet tall. They're just all massive. So by the time he was like 5 years old, he was like the size of a grown man. By the time he was a teenager, he's like 10 feet tall, but he has like jet black skin. Like he looks like Ash.
Okay.
And he just like wants to be really nice and hug everybody. But he also has this obsession with fire. And so like he's the Primarch of the Salamanders, which I believe they used to be called like the Fire Drakes before, and he renamed them to the Salamanders. Mm-hmm. But then like in the game Space Marine 2, you're playing as Captain Titus, who is an Ultramarine whose Primarch is Rabute Gilliman. And Gilliman is like the person who's good at everything, but like well-rounded. Mm-hmm. Like there's no one thing that he excels at over the other. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a jack of all trades kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And like there are two sons. You never know who they are because they were killed off before any lore ever existed. Mm-hmm. So that's the Primarch of, I believe it's the 2nd Legion and the 11th Legion.
Okay.
You're given a little bit of backstory of what happened to them, but nobody knows their names, what happened to their legions. Actually, it's kind of revealed that their legions are split up amongst the Ultramarines and the Emperor's Fists.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, again, I could do this all day. There's so much lore, and like it's so intriguing to be like, hey, so I got this little plastic piece.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a backstory to sell more of it, and then 38 years later, people are still gonna want to learn more about these little plastic pieces.
Yeah. I mean, dude, how do you think things get big though?
Yeah, that's true, but I feel like it's one of those like phenomena where you're just like, there may be close imitators, but I do not believe there will ever be another like Warhammer 40K or another
No.
series that could take its place. The closest would probably be like Trench Crusade,
Yeah.
and that's also kind of similar, but it's World War One
Yeah.
steampunk.
Okay. What's steampunk?
Like, I have to.
So let's just get this out here with my video game broadness of what I look for or what I like about video games.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I am a Call of Duty fan 100% through. Like that's my baseline where I'm going to go. Then it's probably going to jump up to Sea of Thieves, and then it's going to jump up to like Gears of War and kind of games around there. So,
Okay.
and I play other games like Rainbow Six Siege. That was okay. But as far as like broadening my horizon, I think Warhammer 40K would probably be the one to do it.
Yeah.
It's just I have to like really get into the lore of it and the backstories of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I think that's the beauty of it is like there's so much information to take in.
Yeah.
And everything is like in books. So there are so many books for like they're now like trying to catch up the book series with where the game is.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, okay, we know about the Scouring, which took place after the Horus Heresy. We don't know everything that happened. So now they're going back and releasing the books. They're writing and releasing the books that cover the Scouring series and what happened. And like, well, what happened to this one guy? The last time we saw him, he was in stasis under the Imperial Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to cover that. What happened to Jagadai Khan? Like, why did he go into the Webway to fight the Dark Eldar? Well,
Give us a minute.
Yeah, give us 15 years. You'll find out soon enough.
Yeah. So as far as Space Marines 2, have they written any books about it?
So, as it stands, I believe the overall story of Space Marine 2, they retconned some stuff between 1 and 2 to make it canon. So
Okay.
there is a Captain Titus that exists in the Warhammer universe.
Okay.
The time that he existed in Space Marine 1 was not canon to Space Marine, to like the overall series. So essentially what they did was to make it congruent and to make it canon, they had him put into the Death Watch, which is, as you start Space Marine 2, that's where you're playing as him, and he's like wearing all black, and the Death Watch, they only go after Xenos, which are the Tyranids, what are the other ones? There's
You mean that little guy who puts souls in people all over the earth? Is that who you
yeah, so
Scientology? They're mixing Scientology in this stuff? No.
Dude, that would be really funny though. Actually, there is a Cthulhu-esque creature in the Warhammer universe.
Oh.
So you're actually not far off.
I'm not far off. We're getting there.
Yeah, so the Tyranids are like the big bugs that you fight, right?
Yeah.
And then There are the space Egyptian robots. Oh God, I'm blanking on their names. Now I gotta look it up. Mm, okay. So the Xenos are technically, for any life form that isn't human or demonic.
Okay.
So you have, let's see, you have the Eldar, which are like space elves.
Okay.
The Drukhari, which are like the evil Eldar. They're like dark elves.
Okay.
And the Necrons, they're the Egyptian space robots. And then you
So
have
wait, we're gonna fight space robots eventually?
not so you don't ever see them in this game, but you see their technology in the game.
Okay. Is that through the storyline? Because I'm probably
Yes.
gonna want to go play the storyline.
Yes, yes, yes. You'll see it in the storyline.
Okay.
And then you have orcs, which orcs are the main big bads of Space Marine 1
Okay.
until the end. And then you have the Tau, which they're just like... They're a much younger race, so they're very naive about a lot of things, but they're just like blue cow people. And then the Tyranids are the big bugs that you fight.
Okay. So we got
Yeah.
big blue cow people.
They're kind of like normal looking people, like height wise and proportion, but they're just blue and they have hooves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Gotcha.
they're like, yeah. There's a whole thing with the Tau, like they're everything with them is kind of like propaganda, where they're just like, hey, come join the Tau Empire. Everything was cool. Everything is great over here. We make everything perfect. Come be with us. So the Tau Empire as a whole is a conglomeration of different species of aliens. And there are even
Okay.
people that are in the Tau Empire. But the whole thing about that is
It's all bullshit.
the Tau themselves, it's like it's not as perfect as they make it seem, but it's kind of
Yeah.
like, hey man, here's a job you have, here's 3 meals a day, fuck off.
What more can you ask for? You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
But the Tau Empire is run by the Ethereals, and it is speculated that the Ethereals use some type of pheromone to psychically control you. So they're using brainwashing to control the Empire.
Okay.
And the Tau are made up of 4 different tasks or casks. So there's water, earth, fire, and I think grass. They used to be like 4 tribes that were always at war with each other. And then one day the Ethereal showed up.
Grass is always gonna get its ass kicked.
Pretty much, yeah. But it's like each one has their own job within the Empire.
Okay.
So it's like the Fire Warriors are only soldiers.
Okay.
I think the Water Tau, or like the Water Caste, they're like navigators or scientists or something. So each caste has a job, and they're not allowed to like be with each other. They can only be with other people, other Tau from their caste. And then there are like other Xenos that are like in the Tau Empire, but then there are Tau that hate humans. So like whenever humans join the Tau Empire, they just kill them. And then there are Kroot, which are like these weird bird creatures,
Mm-hmm.
but they do forced evolution. So some of the Kroot they're fed humans, and then they become more like humans. And then there are some of them that are fed like,
So
let's
wait.
say, giant lizards, and they become dumb like giant lizards.
Oh, so they take on the shape of what they get fed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like only certain groups of them are given those things,
Yeah.
so that they serve a purpose within the Kroot community.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there's so much lore, and it's
Dude,
all so cool.
you're sitting here spinning my wheels because I'm like, God, I have
Hmm
got so much to learn with this game.
hmm
I've got so much to learn. That's wild, dude.
Well, to me, like that's the beauty of it is like creating something that people actually want to learn about is hard, let alone being like, hey, you want to learn about this stuff? Here's 157 books. Each of them are 1,000 pages. Have fun.
Like, you got it on audio? Because I'll listen to it.
So actually, so before I joined the call, I was listening to an audiobook about um, this one is called uh, Terrors from the Tides,
Okay.
and it's about this small ocean world where it's just farmers. They just like catch fish all day, or they're fishermen, not farmers. And this one, so far where I'm at, this one space marine who's like a chaos space marine shows up and just starts killing people, like completely unprovocated. And he's like, no one escapes. Everybody's got to die.
Yeah, well, and it's got to be you.
Yeah, and like, again, you start off, and the story is like narrating this lighthouse keeper, and he's just a chill dude. He's like, yeah, I served in the military, but now I'm retired. And then this fucking space marine is just like, hey man, it's been fun, but I'm gonna cut you in half now.
Like, what?
He's like,
What?
but why? He's like, hey dog, don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
Well, I mean, I would kind of want to know why you got to cut me in half before you do it.
He he didn't he didn't give a reason. He just did it. And
So,
like that's how the chaos space marines are. They're just like, hey dog,
sorry.
if Korn says he needs blood, someone's got to bleed.
Dang, dude.
If Nurgle says that we got to go and infect some people, everybody's getting infected. If Slanesh says like I got to torture you to get what I want, got to torture you, dog.
Like, sorry,
Sometimes,
dude.
if Zinch says I got to go plant this bomb in this nursery, hey man,
Damn, dude. Like, that, yeah, that's a lot of chaos to it.
yeah. And there's four chaos gods. They all hate each other, and
I mean,
they.
I wouldn't expect chaos gods to, like, actually get along.
So the interesting thing is they're siblings, right? But they all represent something different, and they all have like their counterpart that they hate for that very reason. So
Yeah.
like Nurgle and Slanesh hate each other, and
Yeah.
then Korn and Zinch hate one another.
Okay. But
And
do the two that hate the other two, do those two like each other?
no,
Or is it like just a four-way hate
yeah,
fest?
yeah, it's a big fuck fest. Like they don't like one another, but they specifically hate one particular other god. But that also won't stop them on occasion from like teaming up with them to like fuck over another one.
Yeah.
And so Zinch, who's like he's the god of like mischief and like very intricate plans, he calls it the great game
Yeah.
because for him, as long as all of the chaos gods are in on the same playing field,
Yeah.
the game continues. And sometimes he'll just sabotage his own plans because he's like, if I do this, I'll become too powerful. I don't want to do that, so whatever. Or like, he just
Interesting.
does weird stuff like that. And then
Interesting.
Nurgle is like the Plague Father, so he kind of looks like the Mucinex people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like a giant booger, but like he is like really gross, and he lives in this giant swamp that's just like everything there is caustic and will kill you. And in his mind, he loves all of his followers, and the way that he shows that he loves them is by infecting them with his diseases that he makes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That.
So
Oh, well,
yeah,
that's nice.
yeah. So it's like it's so weird because he has these like they're essentially like giant puppies, and they see people and they're like, "Hey, I want to be that guy's friend," but they are covered in like you know
Disease.
yeah. So when they hug the person, they kill the person, and then they're sad that they killed the person, and then they see another person, and they're like, "Cool, I'm gonna go be friends with that guy," and that's all they do is just like spread diseases, but in their minds, they're happy
Yeah.
because they're spreading Nurgle's blessings.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then you have like Korn, who is he's the god of martial prowess,
Yeah.
but with each chaos god has like their thing, right? Where it's like Nurgle, it's like he wants to bless you, but his way of blessing you is to give you all these diseases.
Okay.
Khorne is like, hey, you want to be a better champion, you want the power to like defend your family from raiders. Yeah, I'll do that. But like eventually if you kill one raider, you're gonna have to kill two, then you're gonna have to kill 10, and then I may just be like, hey dog, kill your
You
whole
skip
family.
4, 6, and 8.
Nah, it's like there's no gradual progression at a certain point.
Yeah.
It's like 1-5, your whole village, all of the raiders. You know what? Why don't you go ahead and flay a baby while you're at it? And like the whole thing is like Corn sits on this giant throne of skulls, and
Okay.
his like the mantra for Corn is blood for the blood god, but he cares not from where it flows. So it's like whether like you're his follower or you're someone that his follower is going against, he doesn't care who dies. He just wants blood and warfare because that's what sustains him.
Okay.
And so you're like, there's uh there's this orc army, and they accidentally discover warp travel. So remember, I was telling you they have to go through the warp to get to where they want to be,
Yeah.
but they don't have the shields around their ship like the Imperium ships.
Yeah.
So their ship gets boarded by a bunch of like warp demons,
Yeah.
and orcs, they exist solely to fight. That is their whole thing. Like they don't believe in diplomacy. They just fight.
Mm-hmm.
So they're stoked. They're like, hell yeah, like, and they end up fighting all of these demons to the point where Korn took notice of them doing this, and all the orcs end up getting killed. And Korn is like, cool, you're mine now.
Mm-hmm.
So he brings them to his, let's say, like his little pocket universe, and every day these orcs are brought back from the dead to
Mm-hmm.
fight against demons forever.
Mm-hmm.
And for the orcs, they're like, cool, this is the best thing ever because all we want to do is fight. And for Korn, he's like, cool, this is very entertaining to me. I just want to see them fight forever. So that's just what he does. But like even amongst his followers will like kill each other to get more power and like as offerings to him.
I, I wouldn't expect any less from a guy who's like, I love chaos and I want to see everybody kill each other.
But he does not believe in like being sneaky or conniving or anything of the sort.
Now that's a guy I could get behind.
Yeah, he's like, hey, like if you're
Here's
gonna
what,
kill someone, stab them in the chest, not in the back.
yeah. Let him
But
see him
like,
cut. Let him see him
yeah.
coming.
Oh yeah, and but like Zinch is the opposite. Zinch is all about like scheming and plans and like making these very convoluted ideas. But Zinch is like he's Zinch is like the perfect troll because like he trolls himself, he'll troll the other gods, and then he'll also just like troll random people for no reason. Like if you're serving Zinch and you're doing too good of a job, he'll just get rid of you. He's like, nah, you're good.
Like you're doing way too. You're gonna look better than me. Gotta
Yeah.
get you out of here.
So Zinch created this being called the Changeling, right?
Okay.
nobody knows what the changeling looks like its real form. Zinch did it as a joke and just let it loose. He forgot what the changeling looked like. So the changeling just travels the universe just fucking with people. That's all that it does.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's evil, and sometimes it's just like it went into Korn's pocket dimension and put a whoopee cushion on his throne.
Mm-hmm.
So as Korn, the god of warfare and bloodshed, sat down, it farted. And he thought that was just like the funniest fucking thing. And then he went into like, or I should say it, because no one knows what it looks like. It went into like Sinesh's pocket universe, and while Sinesh was like minding its own business, it just came and like cut some of Sinesh's hair off. No reason. But then also like it'll also just go into a building and plant a bomb and then just walk out while the building blows up, and he's like, alright, cool, haha, yeah, that was funny.
Like, oh man, like
Dude, it's
put a lollipop in somebody's hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that lollipop also has like arsenic, so whoever pulls it out is going to die. But you'll just have a patch of hair missing.
What? Hey, I'd rather have the patch of hair missing. Honestly.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like
It sounds like a universe, a community that just is a huge universe, and I have to start doing my research.
yeah, 38 years worth of universe building.
Man, that'd probably take me 38 years to read all those books.
See, that's why I like the audiobooks. It's
Yeah.
like you can try to find them. Like a lot of people use like AI to turn it into an audiobook, or sometimes you can find podcasts where they're just talking about it. But I don't know if there's like an official like audiobook or podcast that exists from the Black Library where you can.
Is that what it's called? The
Here.
Black Library?
Yeah, like the Black Library is where like all the books are created and written.
As far as the Warhammer universe goes. Okay.
Yeah. So the Black Library is two things. One, it's where everyone who like writes the books, it's where they work. But also within the Warhammer 40K universe, the Black Library is this library that exists that supposedly holds all of the knowledge of the universe. And if you can ever find it, you can get into it and you can learn how to do literally anything.
Okay.
But you can only access it through the webway, which is protected by the Eldar and sometimes the Drukhari.
Okay.
And yeah, there's a
Well, this is in the video game. Or within the game, not okay, so what I'm asking is like physically the Black Library where all these books are.
it exists within the Warhammer universe. You will not see it in the game.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
while it exists, nobody that I'm aware of has seen it. But there are Eldar that know that it exists. There are Drukhari that know that it exists. And there is a Chaos Space Marine named Ahriman who also knows that it exists. And he is actively looking for it so that he can access it to undo something that he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, damn, dude. I better get on my research. I better get on my audiobooks then.
Dude, yeah. I mean, like, if you want to, like, if you're like a non-linear person and you just want to learn the lore without having to read all the books or audiobooks, Wes Hammer, Luton, Major Kill, and Mr. Bones 40K are like the 4 YouTubers I would recommend.
Okay.
Luton, again, goes a lot more in depth. It's
So Luten?
I think it's Luetin.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Major Kill is just like Major Kill one word. Mr. Bones 40K.
Okay.
And then Wes Hammer. It's just WES Hammer.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the people I
Excuse
would.
me.
I would highly recommend like watching their videos so you can learn more about the universe, whether it's like the Horus Heresy or like if there's a certain chapter that you really like or certain characters sometimes.
I think I just might start with Space Marines too and see where it goes. Because like I I don't know what the first official Warhammer game was. So like,
Yeah,
I know what Space Marines 2 is. Like I can start there.
I don't even know what the first Space Marine game was. But like I have Darktide, which
Okay.
is you play as part of the PDF, which is the Planetary Defense Force.
Mm-hmm.
So in this game, you're a Space Marine fighting Tyranids.
Mm-hmm.
In Darktide, you're just a person. You're just a soldier, like run-of-the-mill you and I people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's a hack slash game, and you're just fighting hordes of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And the main big bad of that game is actually Nurgle. So
Okay.
you're fighting against Nurgle plague bearers, and on occasion some of his like demons will show up.
Okay.
So kind of like in Space Marine, how you choose the chapter that you choose a chapter and then you choose the type of soldier you want to be. It's the same thing in Darktide.
Okay.
So you can be like a commando soldier, a psyker, an ogrin, or I think I forgot the other one, but one focuses on melee. Psychers are all ranged attacks. Ogrin are like the heavies, so they're like massive, but they're really dumb. But they carry like one of the classes you use a steel pipe and a door as like your sword and shield. But then they also carry like massive shotguns that one shot will blow away like 10 plague bearers.
All right.
Yeah, so that's another fun one, but it's like there's no real storyline to it. You just run around with other people just killing stuff and doing missions.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So on the other sub, let's
Yeah.
change a subject here.
Mhm.
I'm kind of like, so how you been, dude?
Dude, I've been busy, man. But
Busy?
Yeah, but like good busy.
That's good.
So this month was supposed to be our slow month for comedy, and it has been anything but. Like
Really?
we weren't. Our plan was to do no shows this month and just take it easy, and instead by the time the month is over, we'll have done 6.
Dang, dude.
And yeah, and then I'm putting together my fall menu for my food company, and then school this semester just started up a few weeks ago. So work, school, the fall/winter rollout for my food company, comedy shows, and then I joined a board of directors. I think I talked about it last time I was on here.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so my main focus.
How's that been going?
It's been going well. You know, like my main focus for the organization is doing community engagement along with fundraising.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting together a comedy show upcoming for December.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, November. So I built the ticket page and all that type of stuff. So tickets for that will be 30 a person, 15 will go to the performers, and 15 will go directly to the nonprofit. And then people can do additional donations if they want to. And then I'm working on getting some other nonprofits to be there as well to support. But the last show we did there, for the very first comedy show that we've done there, we sold out the room. Room was supposed to hold 65. We got 90 in there.
Nice.
Yeah, and even with like the discounts and stuff that like we did over $1,000 in ticket sales. So,
Damn, dude.
you know, and that was
Congratulations.
thank you. And that was charging full retail price was 15, but you know I did like some 20% off codes and some 30% off codes. So if we do a handful of codes this time and then keep everything else, letting people know like this money does go towards a nonprofit. I'm hoping to, get something similar, maybe even more, and then I'm talking to some local businesses about donating some silent auction things that can bid upon.
There you go.
And then, God, outside of that, it's just been like hanging out with the dog, trying to get out and hike. It's prime leaf peeping season right
Dude,
now.
you sent a picture in that Discord that is just, oh my God. It is beautiful.
I
That is
know.
beautiful.
It's been amazing because right now, so like we kind of had a little bit of a drought here towards the end of summer.
Yeah.
So the leaves turned a lot earlier than anticipated.
Yeah.
But right now, it's like a lot of the aspen groves are starting to turn to like that very vibrant yellow. And then some of the higher up ones are turning orange and red.
Mm-hmm.
So getting out right now is like the perfect time.
Yeah.
So just been getting out with the dog as much as possible. We got our first snow last week before. I don't know. Whenever Oktoberfest was.
Dang, your first snow?
That was, yeah. And then we got one more show to close out the month. Gosh, it's this Thursday. I got to make that flyer. God, that reminds me. But yeah, it's Friday. And then Friday show will be a free one, which I'm pretty excited about. Usually gets a pretty good turnout. And then this will be the return of my buddy Mac to doing comedy this will be the first show we've done in, God, I want to say like a year and a half together.
Did he take a break?
Yeah, he, I think he kind of had to think about like what he wanted to do and like what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't want to say pressuring him, but I kind of been pestering him to be like, dude, just like come do a show, like no stakes, just come have fun. And he's always like, when I'm ready. And then he was like, hey, I'll come do this show. So I'm like, yes, please. Because like, I think he's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And, for me, I'm just like, dude, like we all bomb on stage. I bomb, everyone that I've performed with has bombed at one point or another.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of like being able to work past it and just be like, okay, fuck it. Like this show wasn't great, but the next one will be better.
Yeah. That's how you get, yeah. Being in comedy, that's like, it's working past your bombs.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I'll give you a good example. I did a open mic last night. It's the one a month I go to.
mm-hmm.
And I bombed so hard to where I didn't even get a clap. You know how it's like that courtesy golf clap that you get? I did not get a clap, and I'm just sitting at the bar drinking a drink. Like, man, do I even want to come back here? Like,
dude,
I don't know if I want to come back to this open mic. But I went last night. I was like, no, you're gonna go back and figure it out. And last week I got a nice big clap, and they were all laughing as I was walking off stage. So I was like, okay, it's not okay. We're good. So it's like but man, that's silent, no clap coming off the stage is like that's what kills you the most.
It's brutal.
It is, dude.
And it's very interesting because like I've talked to people that they're like, oh yeah, I get up 3 to 5 nights a week. I'm doing my set.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, I don't know if I got it in me to do that. Like,
yeah.
If I do one show every 2 weeks, I'm good. But going to an open mic, I did one open mic.
Yeah.
Like I hosted one for a while.
Yeah.
But like I went to an open mic to perform.
Yeah.
It was by far the worst experience I've had in comedy.
Who was I listening to? Was it Lee Syatt? It was the Church of What's Happening Now. And Lee Syatt, he said something very poignant that like stuck with me. He's like, open mics are just where you go to say the words. It doesn't matter if anybody laughs. It doesn't matter if you get booed or clapped. Nothing. You just got to go practice saying the words. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. So now it takes all that pressure off of me, when I really start ramping up open mics and whatnot. Like The streaming has. I did not expect it to blow up as quick as it did. As far as the Discord wise,
Yeah.
like the Discord went big, in my eyes, it went big, and so it's like, okay, I can do one open mic a month, and I'm cool with that for now. But eventually, I do want to like start rolling into one or two a week. You know what I mean? But it's so fun. And then when you get that, okay, let me change it real quick. And then when you get that clap coming off off the stage, it's like I love this so much. You had fun, and you made some people laugh. Because I brought up Sabrina from Grace Chat.
Mm-hmm.
That one picture I sent you, I brought that up, and I was talking about that, and I got a lot of laughs from that. So
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's like you don't know what's gonna work until you get up there and you try it.
yeah,
And that's often like this comes up like a lot, where you'll practice a joke, and then finally you do it, and the response is kind of mediocre.
yeah,
And then for me, I will kind of just be riffing and say something after that.
yeah,
And people think the riff is funnier than the joke. And in my head, I'm like, cool, I'm getting laughs. But at the same time, I'm just like, dude, I spent a week, 2 weeks writing that joke. And it got like very minimal response. And I just said something dumb afterwards. And that's what sent people over the edge.
yeah.
So,
Comedy is one of those things that is just, it's even unpredictable coming up with stuff.
yeah.
Because I came up, like, I didn't even plan on talking about the Grace Chat thing until I was making jokes about it with you.
Yeah.
Didn't even cross my mind. But I was going to talk about all the documentaries I was watching, and then I somehow, on stage last night, brought it all together. And it was just like, okay, I've got something here. Like,
Dude, sometimes you kind of have these ideas that kind of float in the ether near one another, and then when you least expect it, something happens to tie all of them together, and before you know it, you have 10 minutes. Like, dude, I did 10 minutes the other day. I started off talking about fall, into pumpkin spice lattes, into Taylor Swift, into Cracker Barrel, into January 6th. And that was probably 10 or 15 minutes.
yeah,
And at a certain point, people they didn't have time to either groan or laugh. So it was just a constant mix of both that entire set.
yeah,
And then I was like drinking a pumpkin beer, and I was like, I get it now. Like, I get why white women act like this. Like, this shit is fire. And I was like, by my first sip, I bought my first scarf. By my second sip, I signed up to start doing Pilates.
dude, you're white growing it up here, dude.
Dude, so
Did you really sign up for Pilates?
no, fuck no. I'm not built for that, dude.
You're making the joke. Okay, all right.
Yeah, no, it's all about that. And it's like sometimes, like, I think the idea of me doing something so stupid is what really sells people on it, which is pretty crazy to me.
Yeah.
And like, I followed that up being like, oh god, I said something stupid like, dating up here has like shown me that I have a type, which is like conservative women.
Mm-hmm.
It's like because it checks a lot of boxes for me.
Yeah.
I never have to worry about meeting their families because we're both equally embarrassed about what's going on. much like a conservative man, I also call them pieces of shit, which is something they're really into. Uh, and then, uh, they all say that they're pro-life until they find out they're pregnant. Then immediately all it takes is $50 to unprego that ego. And,
That's a good one.
dude, yeah.
That's a good one.
But it's like, it somehow really works because like I don't put any like emphasis on it. I'm just kind of like saying it, but I say it like very like deadpan,
Yeah.
and that somehow makes it work really well. I also talk about like listening to Taylor Swift is like when I'm talking about doing the pumpkin spice latte and like all that stuff. I refer to myself as a pumpkin spice slut. That somehow always sends people over the edge. Then it's like, took my first sip. Like I said, I got a scarf. Second sip, started getting emails for Pilates class. By third sip, the entire
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying. I thought you were. I didn't hear sip. I heard Sith, like Syth. Okay. Ow.
Yeah, so like
That's good, dude. That's good.
by the third sip, the entire Taylor Swift discography just like popped up, saved somehow into my phone. And it's like, by the time I got to the bottom, like I think by the time I'm done drinking this, like I'll start giving toothy blowjobs. It's like
white girls love giving toothy blowjobs. That is true.
I will not say that it's only white women, but it is exponentially women who only listen to Taylor Swift or do it religiously.
Yeah. Okay. I can get on board with that. I can get on board with that.
Yeah, I started talking about Cracker Barrel. And it's like, I've never heard a more fitting name for a restaurant that looks like that.
Yeah.
I always joke if I could give some name alternative to the Cracker Barrel, it would be the Honky Town Saloon or the Hard R Cafe.
You said those jokes. What was that last time? Was it last time you were on here?
Maybe, probably.
I remember the Hard R Cafe one.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so like getting it all to like tie into one another.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to flow perfectly, but as long as there's enough of a connection where people aren't lost from joke to joke, like you consider that a win. And I've just been going from there, and like I had a lady come see me, and she's like, "Hey," like I don't know why she came to see me, but she was just like, "Hey, I have this charity show coming up. I want you to be a part of it. This is the budget, and biggest budget I've ever had to book a show."
I'll be there.
Sadly enough, I won't be. That's the thing.
Dang, dude.
Like I was telling you before we started, I'll be in Nashville on that day.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, if you want to move it back a day, maybe two, I was like, I would definitely be there. But I was like, since I'm doing everything, I don't want a performer's fee, but I'll just take like a talent scout fee.
Yeah.
And she's like, look, whatever you do with the budget, as long as we don't go over that budget, I'm good with it. So I'm like, fucking perfect. I got a headliner lined up. I know what she's going to charge. And that still leaves me with like $2,000 to play with.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'm like, that'd be a nice payday for the guys and myself. And like, we would just use that to put it towards more shows in the future, basically.
Yeah. But Joe, where can we find you here, man? We got some video games to play.
Sure do. Instagram bad_newsbuck is my personal Instagram. If you want to check out the other guys in the group and any upcoming shows we have around Colorado, that is High Altitude Comedy. I'm also in the process of building a High Altitude Comedy website where everything would be more centralized. Outside of that, if you want to try any of my vegan goods, That is Black Oath Provisions, not Black Oats. You also on Instagram, I have a website at feedtheritual.com.
Okay.
It'll link you to the menu, to merch, a little bit about myself. Then, if you want to make a monetary donation or volunteer with the organization I'm a part of, it's Treetop Child Advocacy Center.
Okay.
We work on getting children out of abusive situations and getting them the proper care that they deserve, whether that be counseling, rehoming them, and things like that. We also go after, of course, the abusers. We work with law enforcement and prosecuting them. We have lawyers, law enforcement, all that type of stuff involved. I wish the organization didn't have to exist, but unfortunately, we are helping people that otherwise would be largely ignored. So, everything is to give back to the community and to help out people who need it most. So, if you want to be a part of it, or if you want to just make a donation, we are a certified 501c3, so it'll be a tax write-off. And yeah, any little bit help.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming back on, dude. It's always a pleasure.
Always.
So let's go play some video games, kill some bugs for the Emporium, and thank you guys for joining me once again. Remember, fear God, keep His commandments, and I will see you on the next one.
See yous.